Hi everyone, this video is going to be about the new features of MediaBeacon 2018, and we will be doing a little bit of comparison so you can see how 2018 is different from 8.6. And one of the first things that we'll do is just take a look at the user interface. Changed in 1,000 different ways. However, if you were to upgrade and log in, you would notice the changes are significant, but not in a way where maybe you wouldn't know where to click anymore. It just looks better. Things are cleaner. Take a look at badges, for instance. Badges in 8.6 were transparent, and also the description on the badges would cover up a lot of the preview. What we've done in 2018 is we made the badges opaque, so that way they're easier to see. Furthermore, with the badge description, when you now hover over the badge, you will get a tooltip description for what the badge is. So you can have your description and that information to the end user without it covering up the asset. In 8.6, if you wanted to download an asset, you could. Over in the top right-hand corner, you would click and receive the drop-down for the different download options. In 2018, very similar, now it is a hover with the options and the descriptions, again, in a tooltip type mode. In addition, you're also able to set up the workspace not to zip quick download actions. So when you download, you'll get the format of the original file. If you've been using highlight color for assets, in 8.6, this is kind of what it looked like. So I have a yellow highlight color. You'll notice that if you have a few of these assets, especially if these assets are adjacent to each other, the look merges a little bit. It's confusing to see. We've changed this in 2018. Notice now in the top left-hand corner of an asset, you have the orange mark, so you can still see the highlight and the color to tip you off of information, but it doesn't dominate the entire screen. Now let's take a look at the full screen preview. Here's the 8.6 preview, and here is the 2018 preview. The 8.6 preview was an overlay, so you could still see the background right here, and then you had the quick action buttons over on the right-hand side. In 2018, the entire screen is now your preview, and you have your quick action links now on the top. Let's take a look at this view with metadata. You'll notice the metadata still comes over on the right-hand side. And notice the visual differences in 2018. We've made it much friendlier with softer edges. We took away some of that dead space to make the visual experience appealing and efficient. Also note that the keywords are now derived from our integration to Clarify. Clarify is our AI partner. All of the images and videos, anything with a preview, goes to Clarify to get tagged and comes back enriched with keyword information, making all previewable images much easier to search. On a video, the keywords are time-based, so you know exactly where in the video the keyword applies to. We've also cleaned up our lightbox view. Take a look. If I select several of my images and go to lightbox, just a really clean interface to compare two or more images together. Next is our integration to Fidel Digital Rights Management. You'd have to have Fidel to use this feature, but then the integration is out of the box. 3 images that I would like to check rights with, and instead of going to Fidel separately and sort of checking the IDs of these assets, I can go into selection, check rights, and pick my regions and formats. I'm going to leave them as all, and of course the dates that I intend to use this image. And when I run the check, it goes to Fidel and figures out whether these images are available. And you can see 1 is, 2 are not, and then I can request the ones that are not, which will kick off the workflow in Fidel for the request. And this can all be done now out of MediaBeacon, out of the box. Again, you would just have to have Fidel in the first place to run your digital rights management strategy. New in 2018 is the Adobe plugin, and if you have the option, you can install the Adobe plugin and then log in from the plugin into MediaBeacon, and then you have the ability to search right from the Adobe tool. So here we're going to search for Lumi Plus, and you'll notice that I do have type ahead in here as well, and then you'll notice all of the Lumi Plus assets. So now for anything that you find that you might want to use in your document, you just click on, and then that's available for use in your document. And this plugin works in Adobe InDesign, Adobe Illustrator, and Adobe Photoshop. Now, if you have MediaBeacon BPM, the plugin also works for tasks. So let me demonstrate the tasks by actually filling out a new request. So let's say I want a new request for some social advertisement, and I'll select a couple of assets from the DAM to use. Okay, so these two assets will be in the task. I'm going to create the project. Now, the creative person is going to see that task here in the connector. And here it is. You can see that it's due in 3 days. And what I can do very easily is download all of the files in the task. This way the assets are now local, and I can place them on my document. And when I'm done, I can upload right from here. You can see upload active document and complete the task. And then you can see back in MediaBeacon BPM, that asset is now going through approval cycle, in which, in this case, the requester can approve or reject, and will approve. And those are the highlights of the 2018 MediaBeacon update. We've also done a complete overhaul of the admin functions inside of MediaBeacon, and we're going to cover that in a separate video.